let's check it out. So let me fly over to the midpoint, then we will check out the map, see what all the points and stuff we are working with is. And interesting. So of course our midpoint, railway crossing, you know, it's the northernmost midpoint of this map. Like I said, the axis will have some height advantage. However, pushing in from the D column, it's going to be mostly flat, mostly open. I mean, you have some cover, some building cover. So the height advantage for the axis is not as extreme as if it'd be the midpoint or the southern point. Which I know this one's train station, this one's what, carriage depot or something like that. Of course, the Germans, their next point is Yellow House, followed by City Overlook. Nice little diagonal spread. You know, the Ruskies are going to have to push uphill, try to get the Yellow House and City Overlook. And then, of course, for the Ruskies, of course, these are going to be the guys in red. Actually, let me get rid of the scoreboard just for a sec. They have House of the Workers. Pretty tough point to push. A lot of open ground between railway crossing and House of the Workers. Some cover, though. If you have good tank and arty support, you can make it work. And then, of course, Grudinen's Mill will be the last point for the Ruskies. So, anyways, let's throw that scoreboard back up. Actually, looks like CJKL making some progress on nodes. So, got to build their third set. Looks like they're going to do that at mid-HQ. That being said, alright, so about 20 seconds on the match warm-up. Let's check out this rollout. A lot of trucks really taking their time getting out of HQ. This is kind of alarming. Yeah, they were really slow out. Or rollout. Oh man, King Wizzy, thanks for showing up, my man. And we're off. CJKL, a bit slow. You'd like to see these trucks get up, you know, at the warm-up line, you know, as the warm-up line is stopping or coming down, so you can get a good push. But they're trucking on. Looks like they just got the 3 transports. All of them look to be pretty full. Support, or supply truck, medium tank, light tank. Don't see the recon being utilized. Interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. But we're going to start see... Looks like IR is going to beat them to the punch. So we can see these trucks and stuff making their way towards the point. You know, lovely Russian diesel trucks. So they don't look very full. There's another truck coming up there, down to the south. And now it's time for the clash. Looks like one truck from CJKL does make it on time. But we can see kind of a different dispersal in forces. Like we can see IR pretty heavy in the south area right here. You know, just southeast of railway crossing. Tons of dudes right in this area. As we can see right over here. In fact, something just blew up. Probably a truck. Yeah, we can see IR kind of gaining map control, pushing towards Yellow House. So, CJKL, so you can see them really relying on the north, trying to win this fight closer to the strong point, which of course is right in front of us. That being said, though, interesting battle so far. We do have a Soviet light tank making its way into the fold. And CJKL looking like they are starting to breach. Getting some guys pushing towards the strong point. You know, we can see Mighty, Limo on and Monroe starting to make their way in, but IR, though, having way too much cap presence for this to actually, like, pull off. And just like that, we have a 3-2 in advantage of IR. So, like I said, you already have guys from IR starting to push, get some pressure. Yeah, because Yellow House is right over yonder. We can actually see the Yellow House from here. So we can see, you know, Zagan, Mr. Viking, you know, guys starting to get some pressure in that direction. So, we'll see how this looks. Check out the Gary situation. Could be better. Could be a lot worse. This garrison up here, we actually do see the point flickering. These guys making their way to the strong point, making a lot of pressure. Wow, if I could speak. This garrison's a little bit far back. It probably has to be that way due to just cover. But I mean, from there, seeing squad leads get up OPs, you know, keep getting pressure on a railway is going to be huge. I'd love to see something in this area. You know, usually when there's 2 points kind of cornered like this, it's good to have something like on the corner. This isn't bad though. They're getting Gary's up. They're starting to make stuff happen. It's actually my squad lead. I think his name is Zyder. Could be wrong though. With that garrison right in front of us, that'll be this one right here on the map. But looks like we're starting to settle into it. CJKL continuing to just keep the pressure on IR. And IR not really folding though. You know, good for them. Let's scrolling down to this little frontline fight here. As they try to hold off the CJKL onslaught. Yeah, looking from this position, good amount of CJKL forces pushing in from this northwestern flank, trying to make their way into railway crossing. It's going to be tough, but they do have a decent amount of numbers here. In fact, let me turn on my audio just a little bit. So, it's still going to be a little loud, but it is what it is. So, IR, they're looking like they're going to possibly hold this for a little bit. CJKL, though, mounting some pressure. And of course, there's our commander, ADA2K, followed by script. I don't know what that is. But, definitely commanding a very strong team today. So just panning over a little bit. See what's going on over here. Looks like IR getting some forces. You know, like I said before, coming off the rip, they had a strong force right in this area railway crossing, already making their way to Yellow House after capping. So these guys right here, we see old boy, you know, from CJKL throwing up some flares. You know, this fight right here is going to be pivotal. You know, these guys need to buy the guys up north some time. So, you know, this attack's going to take time. A lot of open ground to cross, you know, a lot of really tough defenders. Actually see an outpost getting lit, so guys are actually pushing out against this. But these guys need to buy these guys time. So, it looks like they're doing that. IR, though, getting some pressure, getting some presence. My man Calmness, he's going to be clapping some cheeks. Although, streamer's curse, my bad, dude. What a battle. You don't have that on them big jobs. But, yeah, the front line. Right now we're just northeast of Yellow House, looking on a railway crossing. And this attack from CJKL is starting to peter out a little bit. So this, of course, is just north of railway crossing. You know, see a couple OPs. This one got burnt. There was one right here. So that tells me that IR is starting to push out against the pressure. And they're going to start burning up these OPs. You know, it's going to be crucial to kind of stymie this push. So, But this is the happening spot. Like I said, decent. There is some cover. You know, little trench areas, little kind of dugouts. You know, blowing up houses and stuff. Oh, there's a tank shell just came in from somewhere. But CJKL, man, they're trying. They're coming in hot and heavy. Let's see if the IR can survive the onslaught. I mean, they sure are trying. But, like I said, this flank up to the northwest, still gaining some momentum. They're getting some guys coming into the strong point. I just heard a tank get hit. Uh-oh. Not exactly sure where from or what got him. But he is wisely pulling back to repair. In fact, is there a tank anywhere? There's a heavy right here. Imagine that's a Panther. So maybe this one got a shot. But then again, if that were the case, you know, this medium would probably be dead. But you never know. And of course, the mid cap did just flicker for a second, getting some cap progress, getting some contests. CJKL. A lot of this is proxy. A lot of this isn't, you know, they only have one guy in the strong point. So that's good to see. You know, starting to get some pressure. You know, probably going to pull some guys back from IR. Now they're starting to clean house a little bit. Because and Monroe. Uh-oh. As Because found a Gary. Now he just burns up an OP. Still though, that's huge. And now we're starting to see a nice wave of momentum coming in from CJKL. I said, starting to get some guys in towards the strong point. And also, King was the excellent point. Interesting to see which team utilizes elevation more, / which team gets stuck on more map assets. That's always such a pain in the ass, having a truck get stuck or something stupid. But anyways, IR answering nicely. Looks like their garrison is just east of railway crossing. They answering nicely, getting some guys back, clearing out the strong point. But CJKL though, still have OPs decently close. Jigs is a little, you know, whenever I play, I always throw down what I call spicy OPs. This is definitely a spicy OP right here. So, nice and close. OP never is clear. But, you know, when guys are spawning in, it is what it is. All sounds like we have a Katusha strike. Actually coming down behind me. Oh, hell yeah. Wow. That is some World War II ASMR right there. And while I was occupied with that, Yellow House getting some cap progress in favor of IR. But that being said though, CJKL spawning back in, getting some bodies on the strong point. I'd love to see these guys kind of patrolling around. Just kind of holding up in the strong point. You know, you're giving the enemy a lot of initiative. They're kind of just giving them free reign to like do whatever they want inside the 4 grids. So I'd love to see these guys start spreading out, start trying to occupy ground, you know, around the 4 grid squares. It'd be really nice to see. That being said though, CJKL, these guys are deep. 3 outposts, get some guys start pushing railway. I mean, it's the same attack they've been trying to do, but you know, just keeping that pressure on. It's really gonna make it a struggle for IR to really mount anything against them. That being said, though, back to the main fight. IR, though. Yeah, I'm about to say, these outposts, dog and option, gotta start getting hot. Pretty much right in front of us. IR, though, looking to finally clear this out. It's been a dogfight for a minute now. We do see a sneaky little supply drop come back here. Nice to get a squad lead, get something up. Although guys are dying over here, so it looks like IR is catching on to something. But that being said, though, CJKL, this position is starting to look a little spicy. My man, I think that's Jon Does Nothing. I wonder if that's a Jon Snow reference. He's got to see that up. He's going to burn it like any second. There we go. Guys spawn on it, though. One of them is a squad lead. Yeah, about to say, he's got to back up. Get that OP back up. ASAP. Get away from the fight. Get away from the fight. Now, that outpost is way more important than, you know, getting some frags right now. So, that's one thing I see a lot of young squad leaders... You know, if your outpost gets burnt and you're in an advantageous position, get away from the fight. Well, it looks like he just went down. Yeah, he's no longer on the map anywhere. But yeah, don't be, you know, if you excuse me, if you need to, you know, keep your guys in an area and it's hot, like, get away, get your outpost back up, let you guys keep them in the fight. Because now, IR's burnt both of those outposts. Now they're going to occupy this area. Now they're the ones with the foothold pushing out. So, you know, outposts, they're king whenever you're a squad lead. And it looks like IR's going to start making some plays to get more. Actually, already looks like they have this outpost locked down. Right in between the trains. So... Excellent, though. I mean, like I said before, Stalingrad's tough. Looks like option. He's resetting up. These guys right down here in front of us from King Squad managed to clear out their outpost, but, you know, IR, they're going to keep coming out this way. You know, they're going to keep spawning in, trying to push, trying to gain ground. You know, finally clear out the front of this objective, and then start frontlining their way towards Yellow House. So. But CJKL, they're holding on, man. They are holding their ground. Trying to keep the foothold, trying to keep pressure on Railway Crossing. That being said, let's look how the rest of IR is looking. I've been away from this part of the fight for a very long time. And it looks like kind of the main offensive right here. CJKL doing a great job kind of holding them off. Might see these guys start to push their way towards Railway Crossing, but of course an outpost just lights up. Looks like my man Pang. He's gonna start burning up some shit. In fact, there's an OP right there. He gets it. Guys spawn anyway. Takes one with him. Fortunately for him, though, he gets the squad lead. So that outpost is toast right now. Uh-oh. Do have some guys coming into the front door of IR. Or, I'm sorry, of CJKL. And yeah, all this shit's lit up. In fact, the Gary just went down. Yeah, looks like my man Carl Runstead. They're popping up a flare. They want to see where guys are at. Looks like, fortunately for CJKL, just the one guy. Not the end of the world. Let's get that Gary back up. But that's like I was saying before. playing defense, you got to spread out a little bit. You know, try to occupy all 4 squares. You know, even if it's just onesies and twosies. Because, like, if you're just chilling around the circle, one guy is always going to be able to, like, squeak his way through. You know, guys are going to squirt. So, that being said, I mean, decent recovery. I mean, cool. We lost to Gary. All right, let's put it back up. Business as usual. So, CJKL keeping a good amount of defense on their 4th point. But these guys here just to the east, like right in this area, kind of concern me. So, we'll see if CJKL can, you know, start pushing out against them, start fighting pressure with pressure. Looks like they are going to clash. Let's check this out real quick. Yeah, Prince and Sacred Raven. Prince getting the better of that exchange. Sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce your name. He goes down. My man Shepard. Prince getting the better of him. Man, the SVT is such a badass rifle. I love it. Oh, man. Nothing like orange juice in the morning. But yeah, folks. Score is still 3-2 in favor of IR. Of course, IR being the boys in red, they are the Russians. CJKL, the boys in blue, they are the Axis. You know, the Germans. It looks like IR really starting to push out a railway crossing here. Finally getting the upper hand. So, see what I mean? There's no outposts. Pretty much everything's on the line. Although Jigs is right up here. So we're going to start seeing IR really start to push out. Clear out this D&E line. So, at least try to. But, man. What a battle so far. So, that being said, though, it's a good fight so far. I had a feeling it'd kind of be like this, but you know, I'm glad when it ends up working out okay. Of course, watching here, the garrison just southwest of Yellow House in C7. This is starting to light up, so maybe we're getting some guys from IR starting to flank, starting to make something happen. Actually, let's check out all the resources. Looks like they did just get a second heavy. Looks like they're gonna have 2 heavies on the field. We'll go see what they are in a sec. But that's the case. 160 fuel. Looks like Commander just burned encouraged. Yeah, that's where you get the plus 90 per minute. Folks, for those of you guys who don't know about nodes, so might have some new players watching. You know, if you build all 3 sets of nodes, you know, you'll see a plus 60. You know, plus 60 per minute. That's how you know, okay, cool, we're good on nodes. And then the commander has an ability called Encouraged, where the nodes that you built, if he pops Encouraged, they get doubled. So, you don't get a full, like, double, like an extra 60 per minute. You get an extra 30 per minute. Because, like I said, they work off of the nodes that you have built. So that's why it's plus 90 and not plus 120. But all in all, I mean, not fantastic numbers, but, you know, it's active. You know, they have 2 heavies on the field, so fuel situation's looking pretty good. Yeah, of course, manpower and munitions could be a little bit better. But they're pounding Artie. That's not bad. Might have to tell them to slow down a little bit. Maybe get this back up to a little over 300. So Commander can, you know, make some nasty work with the bombing run or something. And of course, 216 on manpower. Not bad, but could be better. So, anyways, let's get back to it. That being said, CJKL, these guys kind of winning the frontline battle to get back to railway. Of course, I mean, we just watched the map for a sec. Like, we saw IR trying to push out against us. Looks like CJKL actually kind of countering that push. And I see supplies up here. This got burned. I think Artie actually just took out the last little bit of it. Damn, what a shot. Yeah, CJKL starting to kind of make their presence known over here. And this is a tough battle. This is, you know, like I said, you can just see like open terrain. Like, it has decent cover until you actually try to push. Oh, wait, just got clapped right there. And I think, so they built some barricades with the supplies. I guess just to get some extra cover looking towards railway crossing. That's interesting. I don't think it's dumb, I just think it's interesting. Hey, I mean, it's all loose, man. You know, if it works, pull it out. Looks like back here we have a Panther. So, of course, one of the heavy tanks. The other one might have got taken out. Oh, I hate to see it. And now Yellow House is under pressure. Let's fly over here and see what's going on. Oh, man. Okay. So it's not a ton of guys. So yeah, if you're CJKL, you're not panicking. Just get some guys back. But once again, kind of just chilling around the strong point. Let's start getting some guys pushing out, trying to find some outposts. You know, where is this pressure coming from and how can we handle it? Because once again, it looks like it's just, you know, 2 squads maybe. Because you only see Prince as the 1 squad lead. The other squad lead's kind of in the back. You know, the east-southeast of the point. So not really a ton of pressure. But you see, wow, 4 squad leads right here. In this area. Right in front of us, right here where the mouse is. So I mean, if they can start getting some outposts, they could really bring some forces to bear down on Yellow House. But looks like CJKL starting to actually answer this right here. Yeah, they just burn up an outpost. My man Martin. He just gets taken out. Mr. Viking taking him out though. Nice trades. So this is gonna be a nice little fight right here. Mr. Viking, the publisher is nasty. I don't care what anybody says. Uh-oh. Is he gonna take him out too? He does. Mr. Viking, absolute stud. Also, I see more guys entering the chat. Thank you guys for coming on in. Of course, this is CJKL versus IR. Right now, IR with the 3-2 advantage. And this fight for railway crossing, man, this is a struggle. But CJKL, I mean, you gotta give them credit. And now the point flickers a little bit. But they have constantly kept some kind of pressure on railway crossing. So, of course, not really making it to the strong point. Yeah, that's why I think IR still possesses this point, but you just gotta keep fighting. Gotta keep at it. You know, it looks like forces in here are starting to get wiped a little bit. But still, a healthy amount of CJKL pushing their way into railway crossing. As you just see them to the west of the point. However, we do see some IR guys pushing out against them. Tough scene. It's gonna be a dogfight. You know, both teams seem to know that. But right here, though, this could be trouble. Yeah, Jig and Item outposts are getting lit up. Looks like my man, Mr. Viking and Lancers. Gonna start clearing stuff out. In fact, there's a bombing run coming in. Oh, it sounded like one for a sec. Don't see it on the map. Yeah, this could be big for IR. Because now, like, the forces, like, we see the 3 column, like, guys really starting to push out from CJKL. These guys we see right in front of us, they're going to start pushing north, trying to burn up these outposts. And then from there, as a team, IR can start pressuring Yellow House. But it looks like that's what Lancers and Mr. Viking are going to do. Well, I like to see them try to be a little bit sneakier. Yeah, like I said, looks like there's going to be more guys coming on in. Precision strike did not take out the Panther, so that is good. But yeah, this is the gap right now we have on screen, and that's this area pretty much from King Outpost to George. We can see there's the George guys right there under, I guess that's Radist or Radist. And yeah, it looks like guys from IR are starting to finally wrap around this little northern push. So we might see some OPs and stuff get burnt. In fact, way in the back here, John knows. Let me get a good view on this. I just cursed the shit out of him. Oh man, looked like he was about to make a play. I should have just stayed away. But CJKL defending the Gary, you know, Dog and King squad. Let's see if they can get back up, get their outposts, keep that pressure on Railway. But kind of a lack of presence, like I said, in the 4 column. So let's see. And IR looks like they're starting to take advantage of that. They're right here, like I'm in the 4. We see guys starting to push out. You know, my man 933 Ovo. Probably butchering half these guys' names. Sorry if I do that. But, you know, we're going to start seeing them get out. You know, start burning up these outposts. John knows must have an outpost in the back, 'cause he's already back from more. But we're going to see these guys kind of wrap around and finally suffocate this push. And now we're seeing cap progress on Yellow House. So let's see what's going on over here. At Yellow House, CJKL starting to pull back. And like I said, now we're looking at like the top of the 5. Since this hole right here developed, IR is going to start, you know, exploiting that. They're getting guys coming through right here. That's where all of these cherries are. You know, that guy, Flash 278, you know, 404, that other guy. You know, these guys are going to start bearing down on Yellow House. And now here comes some more hella loose ASMR. And they even have an IS up here. Damn. Let's just follow this guy as he creates some chaos in the Katusha strike. Damn. Sometimes I just like sitting back and watching. Like, and that of course is, we'll just call him Dave. Dave 1, Salt of Knackle, and Dave 2. Of course, I don't know Chinese. I'm not gonna pretend like I do, but we are seeing IR get some serious pressure. I'd love to see this tank. Yeah, he's starting to do it. I'd love to see him back up, kind of get with infantry. I don't really like seeing tanks alone. And that Garrett Yellow House just got nuked, so looks like this is potentially the start of the end. Flare goes up. All the cherries. Bombing run coming in. Oh, did he get the satchel off? Oh no, that's tough. That's a tough scene, man. But IR starting to flood in. Looks like the bombing run might clear a lot of these guys. But let's see it. Is it in time to prevent the cap? And it is not. Ooh. Tough scene for your boys. Bombing run though, going off without a hitch. Get some kills. But that of course is the 4-1 in favor of IR. Heavy, wow. So they must have just got this Gary up and spawned off it. That's amazing. Looks like our squad lead, my man Zyder. He's gonna get Gary up here. Probably love to see one up in this area as well. And of course the garrison around City Overlook already lit up just a little bit. So IR does have some dudes back here. In fact, it's a recon spotter and a squad lead. Nice big spawn. Just got a garrison right here. So they have a little launch. Start to get some pressure on the City Overlook. Man. Excellent coordination. You know, teams having the situational awareness of, hey, we just capped. Let's get up a launch. Let's get up a frontline Gary. Start getting some guys City Overlook right away. And then if they want to, like once they realize this is a thing, just get some guys pushing north. I mean, these garrisons are literally, what, 150, 120 meters apart? So, I mean, you can literally just have guys turn around and kind of handle this garrison. In fact, it's already blocked. So yeah, I mean, you can handle that garrison right there. So, because that's CJKL's main push right now. All these guys right in front of the camera. But eventually that'll be called out. Eventually guys will figure it out. But this push from IR. So City Overlook's right beneath me. We're looking to the north. Enemy has started to cap a... Wow. Look at the amount of bodies, like, already here. So flare going up. CJKL, they're going to realize the severity of the situation. And gonna have to start handling this threat. Because IR, they're not messing around. I mean, they're coming in hot heavy, so I mean, CJKL, you need guys spawning on this thing like right now. In fact, where is that? That's pretty much in front of me. It does look like we get a spawn. It's contested. IR, though, still coming in hot. This might be all she wrote. We're gonna see, though. I'm gonna zoom in on a little bit of the action, though. Looks like CJKL. These guys are turning around. They're gonna find this Gary. In fact, it looks like they already took it out. Because it was kind of right in this little area. This little dugout area. So, nice little answer from CJKL. Point is now starting to be defended. And the Katyushas are coming in. Man. Soviet commander. He loves dropping his Katyushas. But then again, they only have a cooldown of 5 minutes, so yeah, I'd be spamming those every chance I get. But excellent battle so far. Let's check out the resources. That's a tough situation to be in. Doesn't look like CJKL have any tanks really on the field. It looks like they have a heavy in spawn. So I imagine IR is kind of winning the armored battle right here. And the garrison situation, they have 2 Garys, one in B8, one in C8. So might be able to get a little front line pushing, you know, northwest, or northeast rather, toward Yellow House, but yeah, that's a tall order. That is a tall order. So that being said though, they answer. They live to fight on a little bit longer. Looks like Jig Squad. My man Beat Machine from Cult. Let's see if he can start getting some pressure towards Yellow House. I'd love to see Gary get up here by either Dog or King. So that way you can get some pressure straight from the west of Yellow House. And of course guys can clear out this area of IR. You know, get the fight back to Yellow House. That garrison's already lit up. So let's see what's going on over here. That's already... Yeah, so IR is already kind of in this area right here as we're looking. So my man Makarov from JG. Sounds like the Panther rolling up. Yeah, he's right beneath us. In fact, let's check out Artie. So thinking about German Artie on Stalingrad. Artie kind of has some defenses. Yeah, you can get up some more stuff. Both points actually contested there for a sec. That was pretty gnarly. And we do see some cap progress on Yellow House. Well, now it's contested. And the Garrison City Overlook just got taken out. Oh boy. In fact, cap progress still going to CJKL. I have a little spawn though. Only a few guys, so they know the pressure's not too great. Looks like they have this area under control. Let's check out City Overlook, since this is starting to get capped. We can see it's not a ton of guys, but you know, they're getting to areas in the strong point. You know, because there's not a lot of guys, but just that ×3 cap weight of being in the strong point really making a difference here. And it's still going. You know, we might even see, you know, if I'm IR, I'm thinking of dropping like an airhead or something like down here. I mean, granted, I'm viewing this from a completely different perspective. I don't have, he doesn't have all the information I do, but you know, at this point, if I'm getting capture progress of like 4 dudes, we might as well get some more guys in the fight. And it's still going. I mean, these guys from CJKL, they're in no man's land, so they got to start getting back into the point, or else this match is going to end in, you know, 40 seconds. As you can see, I mean, there's tons of guys right here. You literally just got to get across the line. There's like barely anybody here. But yeah, we're going to see these guys start crossing the line. We see the point defended. Tons of them. Oh my god. The whole German army's here. Oh man. That hardy shell. God damn. That's awesome. But CJKL answering in force. There is a spawn here. Looks like that spawn's about to be Dunsky's. Yep, just got burnt by my man because. But IR, they do have some forces kind of tucked into the west. So. Oh. Wow. So I don't have my scoreboard up. Since I last checked the resource situation. Yeah, looking at this, I mean, IR with some guys here. Looks like they got some spawns. I mean, they're constantly going to have pressure on this point. So, you know, if you're CJKL, it's time to just start roaming around the point, burning up outposts. Like, where are these guys coming from? But, yeah, and as far as Yellow House, I mean, I like seeing these garrisons get placed up. This one in B6 just got nuked. So, but yeah, there are 0 CJKL guys in Yellow House. And this garrison's wide open. Kind of surprising, honestly. But IR pressuring the point from the west. You know, still got some dudes chilled over here, so you know, have some guys start pushing out this way, see what's going on. Have a force start pushing Yellow House, because you have to keep pressure. IR is too good. If you don't make them fall back, if you don't give them something to worry about, they're just gonna push down the door, dude. But that being said, still 42 minutes left. Plenty of battle to go. You know, if I'm CJKL, I'm not necessarily, you know, worrying or, you know, frantically panicking, but, you know, you do need to get some kind of pressure. Of course, these Garys constantly being taken down, it's rough for your boy. But that being said, though, looks like my squad lead, Zyder, he does, there's guys push from this area, and he is right. But looking at it from the north, though. Yeah, I mean, IR, they have the 7 column pretty much locked down right now. Well, not locked. I mean, we see these guys from CJKL starting to push up. In fact, they do have a tank. What is this, an IS? It is. Looks like our Zabota isn't gonna get it. That's right. Get to the front wheel. Get to the front wheel. Get it up. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. You can do it. Ah, he gets killed. Oh man, you hate to see it. But man, kind of surprised. Oh, my man Grim. See, he did get a satchel on, and the dude from IR gets killed. That is one sneaky little satchel location. And you see dead bodies get churned up in the tracks. So yeah, that tank's probably going to be Dunskies here in a little bit. We're kind of surprised to see tanks kind of on their own. Because, like, he's in front of the infantry. But it'd be nice to see some guys, you know, around the tank, kind of preventing the satchels and stuff from happening. Oh, it looks like now my obligatory frame rate drop is in session. Uh-oh. Does he not know there's already a satchel on it? He does not. Yeah, my man is toast. Wow. Boom goes the dynamite. That being said, you know, right now we're on City Overlook. And we just see a strong IR presence right here. I'm so surprised this Gary is not locked. But then that tells me that this push is already so deep that you know, they're far enough from that Gary to unlock it. That's amazing. Some of the stuff you see teams like get away with is just frightening. But IR though, starting to bring the hammer down. So Krieg, of course, CJKL had a strong presence right here. But I mean, it looks like the IR freight train is in full steam ahead. Although these guys spawning on this garrison, they could kind of come around and start burning up some outposts and stuff, but man. Yeah, I mean, just looking at this from the east, as I said, we can see tons of IR guys. You know, they're going to start coming down with tank support. They're going to start making their way to City Overlook. But although, is that Barak Luke? I don't know how to say it. Like I said, this guy right here, he's found an enemy garrison. Guy spawns on it though, gets a kill on him. He's gonna take this thing out. So like little plays like that, that's gonna buy CJKL some more time. So, because if he doesn't make that play, you know, IR probably keeps the freight train rolling. You know, just keeps like a very strong, endless supply of guys pushing towards City Overlook. So, excellent play by my man Barak Luck. Gets killed for his efforts, but still, now IR has to go through the trouble of getting another Gary up. And that tank needs to pull back. He's going to start getting surrounded here. Another garrison goes out north of City Overlook. This garrison's locked. This garrison's locked. Like you have your only garrison that's open right. Well, actually, they do have one in HQ. Interesting. But only garrison they have is way up to the north. Like garrisons like this, like you can get away with stuff like this if you have other stuff, you know, supplementing this. But still, some you can make work. But like I said though, IR really controlling the area between the points. So CJKL, they're gonna start getting desperate. They're gonna have to start finding some flanks, finding creative ways to get into Yellow House. And I am still amazed that after all this time, this garrison right here is still alive. That's amazing. Actually, as we speak, looks like an IR guy's gonna go try to find it. Is this guy gonna make it? I don't know. He's gonna hear it here in a sec. Bam. And no, I don't think he heard it. I don't think you heard it at all. Oh, so King Wizzy, thanks for the sub. That means a lot, my man. But, yeah. I've highlighted so much on City Overlook. I mean, and here's why. I mean, there's barely any blueberries. Like, there's some guys like Kaneki and Benzo. Once again, he got beat machine from Cult. And another IS. So the Ruskies are just swimming in fuel right now. But IR, so this is what I was talking about before. You know, they have guys just patrolling around the 4 grids. You know, guys constantly trying to figure out, like, where guys making it into the grid squares. Like, where guys making it into the cap sector. So, like, right now, Jig's outpost is lit. Like, they're going to burn this, and now there's going to be 0 guys in the grids, in the 4 grids surrounding Yellow House. So, I mean, IR, you know, doing a great job of perimeter defense. Like, keeping CJKL away. While, you know, we saw when CJKL at Yellow House, you know, they weren't really weren't really trying to patrol around. And we still even see this here, like, you know, majority of guys are in B8. Like, start sending some guys around. Start figuring out, like, where are these guys at? Where are they pushing from? Once again, that this garrison just cracks me up, dude. Like, this thing being open is just, it's killing me. But that is hilarious. Although, that being said, after I just praised IR, South's kind of wide open. So, I mean, if CJKL can start getting some guys, you know, the South does look wide open after praising IR. Man. It's looking rough out here for your boys. But that being said, though, we'll see if CJKL can mount some kind of push. But IR, though, wow. Heavy presence on City Overlook. Let's look at this from the CJKL perspective. So right now, you know, camera southwest. I mean, IR are pretty much in this entire area right here. Starting to bear their weight down. Although, the time I checked the map to now, looks like some of them just got iced. But my man Hidden King hits you with the 200 IQ. Yeah, IR is good, you know, sweeping across points. You know, nice, thick, girthy front lines. You know, really covering all their bases as they push. That's one thing you notice with Chinese teams. Like, you know, they're very thorough, very methodical, very, you know, not really in a hurry. Like, let's get everything set up. Let's get everything, you know, ironclad before we really make a move here. Uh-oh. Yeah, tank fight on our hands. In fact, a Panther going up against a T-34 blows him up. Looks like he sees this, of course, is Stark here, Ossip, and Forda. And it doesn't matter. IS gets the kill on the Panther. Let's see who our heroes are. So, once again, it's Dave 2, and Numb. So, yeah, Dave. My man Dave's really getting around today. Like I said, I don't know Chinese, so I'm not even gonna attempt to try to butcher some names. But yeah, my man Dave from IR, total stud, complete stud. Although that being said, I'm not a big fan of this move. You know, let's just charge the point with no infantry support. That being said, though, the point is flickering. And Limo, he gets taken out. Damn, you hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. But yeah, IR is just gonna keep... They're just gonna keep pressure on this point. I mean... In their mind, they're probably thinking, like, eventually it's gonna crack. But... Yeah, I mean, CJKL really struggling to make pressure. City Overlook contested once again. But really struggling to get pressure on Yellow House. And now the capture starts. Not a ton of guys, but like I said, they might just have guys in the right places. So... And the capture just keeps on coming. CJKL, they do have a garrison open. Yeah, garrison open with, you know, Fox's outposts. Which honestly, they should have kicked me from the squad a while ago. But yeah, let's start getting some guys back. So, just like that, we're seeing guys enter the cap zone. You know, seeing guys enter in the strong point. But IR, man, they're coming in strong. Look at this. Now the point's being captured again. Oh, where's that going? Doesn't hit anybody or anything. Now it's time. Let's check out the resources. Commander's popping encouraged. Plenty of fuel. Let's get another heavy on the field. He does have over 300 manpower. Case, you know, you never know. You might need an airhead. A 400 munitions, so he can kind of do what he wants. So that being said, though, this push. IR looking strong. In fact, it looks like an IR airhead is coming on in. Uh-oh. Houston, we might have a problem here. Is this airhead right in the path? It might be. Oh. Airhead survives. But that might be all she wrote anyway. Oh man. Katusha coming in. And that is it. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, IR, of course, with the 5-0. Of course, I'm going to give the commend to my man, Zyder. Wow. So that was good. That was a good battle. That was, I'm thoroughly pleased. I think that was a pretty good battle. But of course, IR with the 5-0 as the Ruskies on Stalingrad. Match time was what, about 62 minutes, 63 minutes. Yeah, so a little over an hour fight. Looks like, you know, on the CJKL side, looks like Narni had a pretty good score. Raidus with 411. My man Grim with 506. He might have got some tanks. So, not bad numbers. There's my man Lancer's a 672 from IR. What a beast. What an absolute stud. Yeah, 333 from Thylacin. 418 from Trap. So, yeah. Solid match, if I say so myself. And just like that, man. IR with the 5-0. I was expecting it to be tough. I figured I figured IR was the better team, based on like who they've competed with, who they've beaten in the past. That being said, though, I mean, CJKL, they really gave them a fight, especially at the beginning. Did see, you know, the slow rollout. You know, I think that kind of hampered them a little bit. Because the initial push has to be, like, extremely strong, you know. You got to get timings right. You got to get truck routes right, you know. You got to make sure that you're hitting the point with, like, you know, as many dudes as quickly as possible. In fact, I can't remember exactly who, but there's a Civil War general that said, you know, it's he who makes it there firstest with the mostest. So, you know, really got to hammer in those opening strats. But that being said, you know, from that point on, you know, I thought CJKL did a decent job trying to keep pressure on rail crossing, trying to, you know, constantly, you know, keep IR pinned down. And as we saw, IR, once they were finally able to start clearing out outposts, really, uh, kind of stymie the push from CJKL, that's when things happen. Because now all these guys that were pinning you down, hold you to the point, they don't really matter anymore. So, yeah, you can finally get some guys off, start, getting some guys on offense. But I mean, CJKL tried, man. They put out, if I'm CJKL, you put out a good effort today. So IR's legit. Like I said, we saw them first half of the HCA. They're a damn good team. But of course, yeah, CJKL. In fact, let's check the standings real quick. So that'll boost IR to a record of 5-3. While CJKL, they actually fall to 4-4. On the standings. So, I mean, it's hard out here for your boy. But good match. Good match. Like I said, if I'm the CJKL guys, I'm not angry, I'm not mad. I'm just let's learn some lessons from this. Then of course IR looks strong. IR looks like a really strong team. So I mean, hey, best luck to both teams in the future. You never know, I might cast them both again, or cast one of them coming up. Of course, thank you to Mr. Nitro hooking me up, getting me a match this week. He's a cool guy, means very well. Doing a great job organizing the second half with casters and such so far. And of course, thank you to both teams for, letting me come in here and stream, cast. That being said, like I said, IR going to 5-3, pretty strong record. CJKL falling to 4-4, still a very respectable team. And IR, of course, with the 5-0 victory in about 62, 63 minutes. So, good match. Solid work. Solid work was completed today. So, anyways, of course, I am Colonel Matthews with the 10th Mountain Division. Very thankful for everybody who joined me today. Of course, got some new follows, got a new sub. Thank you guys very much for the support. Like I said, I'm going to try to cast some more stuff, get some more, matches going on in the channel. But, yeah, just thank you guys very much for joining me along the ride. But, yeah. Anyways, I don't have anything else. So, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.